Well, good morning, everyone, team. Welcome back to the sessions. Let me start the session for today. Meanwhile, others can join parallelly. So, in the last session, team, on Friday, we were talking about our legal entity configuration in the system team. So, before Friday, team, we completed with our enterprise configuration in the system. And then after enterprise team, we have seen how to configure the divisions in the system. And then we started with our legal entities in the system team, right? So what are legal entities that we have discussed? And we have seen how to configure the legal entities team in the system. So what is the task name we have in the system to configure the legal entities team? Manage legal entity, right? Before that, I told you we have to create the legal addresses in the system team because in Fusion system for legal entities separately, Oracle came up with a concept of legal address, I told you. So first create legal address and then you create your legal entities in the system, I told you, team. So as part of that on Friday, we completed with our legal entity configurations in the system team, how to define the legal entity, and while we configuring the legal entity, how to make them as a legal employer PSU if one legal entity acting as a PSU for another legal entity. Like this example also we achieved, team. First I defined TCS. I made it as a legal employer and PSU, team. Next I configured Tata Automobiles. I am creating it as a legal entity, legal employer, and I tagged TCS as a PSU to Tata Automobiles team. Till this we completed in our last session on Friday. Now let us continue from their team. After configuring, like this team, go to manage legal entity. Every legal entity in every country that what your client have, you have to define in the system team. Manage legal entity. After that, what we have to do, team, after defining the legal entity in the system, we have a task name called legal entity HCM information. What is this, team? Legal entity HCM information means what, team, in Fusion system? See, prior to this, we have enterprise HCM information. What we have done there, team, certain HCM related information in the system, we have mapped at the enterprise level in the system team, correct? So similarly team, while you configuring the legal entity, for every legal entity team, we will be defining legal entity HCM information. Certain HCM related information we have to capture at the enterprise, at the legal entity level, team. And also, team, certain things, whatever that you configured at the enterprise level, you can even override them at the LE level. I keep on telling, team, in Fusion application, certain configurations, what we have done at the enterprise, we can override them at LE level, I told you, team. Like workday timings, employment model, worker number generation, position synchronization. These all concepts, what we define at enterprise, team, you can even override at LE level. Let us check out, team. It's a mandatory step. Every legal entity, when we configure, after we defining that, we should come to manage legal entity HCM information, team. So come to the system, go to setup and maintenance, team, where we will come usually setup and maintenance, workforce deployment, and here we can search, team, manage legal entity HCM information. Then, team, once after you coming here, you have a scope to set up. See, already someone set it up in the system, the scope with our TCS team. Here, if your legal entity is not there, don't directly click on it, team. If you click on this, whatever the scope of legal entity set up here, the task will go to that team. It will redirect to that. Currently, our legal entity only there, but if you want yours, select the scope, click on the drop down, click on select and add, apply and go to task. Okay, then search your legal entity team and keep it in the scope there. Select it and save and close team here. Okay, let's say I'm changing it to Tata Motors now. Select, save and close team. Now the scope will change. Now see here, I will land upon that particular screen. If I click on done team, the scope change it to Tata Auto Motors. Certain configurations are scope sensitive. Directly, blindly don't click on that. That's not your LE. So first come here, keep your legal entity in the scope team, apply and go to task. Okay. Then if you come down also, you can see the scope change it to your LE. First keep your legal entity in the scope here. Then select that and go to legal entity HCM information. So TCS India Private Limited, you landed upon legal entity HCM information. So click on edit team and click on correct. The entire pages will become editable now. So we have legal employer PSU. Every legal entity when we configure, we made it as legal employer and PSU, right? That team. Legal employer in the first tab is this one. Legal employer details tab. We are team here. So here we have workday information team. Legal employer information. This is what I'm talking about team. Workday information. Already we have seen this at our enterprise level. When we configuring our enterprise, system asked us, right? Last week when we configuring our enterprise team, workday information system asked us the timings of the office team. During that time, I told you, again, when you configuring the legal entity system will ask you, whatever you configure there, that will taken as granted for that. For example, team, I'm okay for my TCS, the same timings what I configure at enterprise level, 9:30 to 6:30, then don't touch here, team. At the LE level, you don't touch. What system will do, you know, by default, team? First, from the enterprise level, system will check. Next, at the LE level, it will check. So, team, at the legal entity level, if you are keeping them blank, it means you are okay with the timings what you maintained at enterprise. By default, team, for this legal entity, the timings will take up from enterprise. But team, at the enterprise level, you have given us 9:30 to 6:30. But for your TCS India, the timings are 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Then team, at the LE level, you capture your timings. 10 a.m. to, okay, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Okay, 7 p.m. Okay, 7 p.m. Standard working hours weekly 40 hours. Of frequency you have to set up team, that is weekly 40 hours. Then annual units if you want to report team. Annually how many hours that you want team, you can set up. Or it's an optional, but this extent is fine team. So while you configuring the legal entity at the HCM information task, if you capture the workday timings team, this will be taken as granted for this LE in the system. Whatever you configure at enterprise, that will be overridden. Okay. So certain things will come at the LE level also team. Now even here also team in the legal employer information, employment model. Like Kumar, already we discussed now at the enterprise level, 2-tier employment, 3-tier employment. Let's say at the enterprise level, you have gone with 2-tier multiple assignment concept team. Let's assume for my TCS, my client want, Kumar, whenever I'm hiring an employee in this legal employer, I want 2-tier single assignment, Kumar, or 3-tier I want in this team. So if you enable an enterprise team, by default for all legal entities that will enable, but you have the provision to override them in the system team. In order to override in the system team. So If you want for your LE level anything that you are differing from enterprise, you can capture here team. If not, Kumar, I am okay with enterprise level, what I defined, then don't touch anything at LE level. Keep them blank team. So by default, whenever HR hiring an employee in this legal employer, the employment model, what we enable at enterprise level will applicable to the employees team. So do you want to override here? You can override. If not, it's up to the business requirement team. What you want, you can go with accordingly here. Same worker number generation also team. See, worker number you enabled at enterprise level team. Let's say. So for Tata Automobiles, you are using worker number, communication you are using. For TCS, my client telling Kumar, I don't want to use worker number in the system, Kumar. Okay. Then team, you can disable that at the enterprise level team. See, LE level team, come here, worker number I can set up team not used. So though in the system at the enterprise level, if I enable the worker number also, okay, though I enable worker number in the system team at the enterprise level, at the LE level, if I set up worker number not used for this LE, whenever you're hiring an employee, the worker number concept will not come. See, understand team. The main thing here is even task names also look similar. Enterprise HCM info, legal entity HCM info. So at these levels, certain HCM related information we are enabling in the system. So certain things, not everything I can say, certain things at enterprise level, what you configure at the individual legal entity level, you can override them like this work timings, worker number generation, employment model, even these attributes also team. But even at the enterprise level, I have not explained you what is people group, salary level, these things. Even these attributes also, which we kept for future discussion team, we have at enterprise level. So if you want to override here, you can give whatever you want for this legal entity team. If not, whatever we configure at enterprise will applicable. Then team, minimum working age, minimum retirement age. Okay. Then maximum retirement age, maximum age of minor. These are optional team. Just for information purpose, we have either you give or not doesn't have any impact team that you can check with the client and you can give here team. So these things on the legal employer details tab, you will capture team. Next, we have position synchronization team. If I come here, Kumar, this concept also you explained us, no? Okay. 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 Come to position synchronization team. Even that formats also will come from preferences team. Last time someone asked me date formats, can we change Kumar? MMDD. In preferences, we have that. That's okay. Then team position synchronization. Even this concept we discussed in the last week at the enterprise level. Yes. So team, an important interview question to be note down here. So what is position synchronization? Interviewer will ask you. You will explain. How you will enable position synchronization in the system will be the next question team. So you have to tell that at the enterprise HCM information or at the legal entity HCM information, we will enable the position synchronization concept. At two levels in the system, we have position synchronization enablement team, either at enterprise or LE level team. See here, at the enterprise level, you enable team and you want to go with same options team for this legal entity also. Here, you don't touch anything. Enable position synchronization, just to keep it as use enterprise. Means whatever in this system at the enterprise level that we configured, that only will come or applicable to this LE. So whenever in the system, HR hiring an employee in this legal employer team, when HR go to the third tab, employment info tab, position, the moment HR select, all the details will copy from position team that what we configure at enterprise level team. Use enterprise means whatever in the system you configure at enterprise level, the position synchronization, that will applicable for this legal employer team. But if you are differing from that, let's say at the enterprise level, you enabled position synchronization, but my client telling Kumar, for my TCS India Private Limited, I don't want position synchronization. My HRs, while they're hiring, they will give whatever is the job details, business department details, location to the employee. I don't want position synchronization for this. Then team at the legal entity HCM information level, come to position synchronization, enable position synchronization, keep it as no. So team, what you enable at enterprise, you are overriding at the LE level. So in the system, for this legal employer, position synchronization, you disable team. So while HR hiring, that concept will not work. If not, no, we have yes. Kumar, use enterprise and yes, similar only, no. Use enterprise means what team in the system at the enterprise level, what you enable, that will applicable team. But here my client telling, Kumar, position synchronization concept I want for this LE. I want to enable. I will choose. I want only limited attributes to get synchronized, Kumar, not everything. At the enterprise level, I enabled everything team. But Kumar, whenever I'm hiring an employee in this legal employer, okay, in this legal employer, I want position synchronization. Only these 5 attributes only should synchronize, not the remaining ones. So enable only that attributes at your LE level team. So this feature also, we have the overriding concept from the enterprise to positions team. So whatever is your client requirement, we have to handle the system accordingly. So functionalities, we have both at enterprise and at LE level team. Then team, after position synchronization, we have legal employer information team. If I come here, so what details I will capture team? See, with respective to this legal entity, whenever we configuring team in the system, only PAN number, tax number only we have captured team. Correct on this task. Manage legal entity when we are configuring the LE, only PAN number, permanent account number, then legal reporting unit registration number, only that we have captured, tax registration number. So here team, after you defining the legal entity, come to legal entity HCM information. In the legal employer information team, we will capture what is the registration number of this company, what is the SIN number. In India team, whenever you register a company, registrar of company's number, ROC number will allocate to every company by the government team. And also SIN number will allocate to the company team. This is not required. So what are they? We have to get this from the client and we have to capture team for this company registration number, corporate entity number team. And then team, legal employer notice period details. What do you mean by notice period details team? Huh? Notice period means what team? If you people are working professionals, you might be aware of this concept team. In every company, it's quite common team. Notice period means what? Whenever any employee submits the resignation in the company, every employee have to serve the notice period team. Some companies will follow 30 days notice period, 1 month. Some will follow 2 months. Nowadays in the market, every company post-COVID following 3 months policy team. Whenever employee submit the resignation, 3 months he have to serve the notice period team. So here in the Fusion system, at the LE level, at the legal employer level only, notice period details you can maintain. Kumar, we can maintain at the employee level. No, yes. As a HR, while HR hiring the employee, he will have that provision team. What is the notice period to the employee to capture? But at the LE level only, we can able to hard code that team. Means what team? We have a concept called a worker category, employee category. Here team. Whenever in the Fusion system, HR hiring the employee, I will go to the front end screen and I will show you team. So if we hand over the system to the client, the HR people started using. So they are hiring an employee. So my client groups, HR will come to hire an employee here team. First two tabs are employee personal details. Third tab is employee employment details team. So let me quickly give some random information so far in one of the existing legal employers. Some info I'm giving, mandatory fields and all I'm giving team. So see here, whenever HR hiring the employee, second tab is address, phone, email. These things we will see team in transactions time. Third tab, while HR hiring an employee team, employment info tab. At the assignment level team, now I came to employment info tab. At the assignment level team, here we have worker category. See, and we have different options team. Client can create different categories to group their employees team, like white collar, blue collar, apprentice, full-time employees, part-time employees, permanent employees, temporary employees. These client can customize also team, that I will tell you in the next configuration lookups I will tell you. But we have a concept team. While HR hiring the employee in the system, at the assignment level, you can define the category of the employee. He belonged to which categories team. Grouping of the employees into different categories that they hail from. So in organization, in Fusion system, I mean to say, this is their team categories. Based upon these categories, you can define notice period details at the LE level team. Means my client telling me, Kumar, if he is a white collared employee, Kumar, he should serve 3 months notice period. If he is a blue collared employee, Kumar, he should serve only 1 month, Kumar. If he is a permanent employee, 2 months he should serve the notice period. Based upon worker category, employment category, you can maintain the notice period details at the LE level team. Click on plus icon. Whatever you are seeing in the drop down here you will see the name as employee category, but in the front end you will see as worker category team. Search. So whatever you are seeing in the front end team, let's say white collar. This is one of the employee category we have team. See white collar. Then you can give team. It's a white collar mean 90 days. Okay, 90 days. Okay, then team, I can click on plus icon, one more, and if he is a apprentice, then 30 days notice period for them. So team, while I am hiring an employee in the system, now I have chosen India legal entity, but in our case, TCS team. So whenever HR hiring an employee in TCS, if that employee is a blue collared employee or a white collared employee or an apprentice, accordingly, his notice period will come. Here team, notice period details HR will capture. If I hard code that at the LE level, based upon worker category, whenever HR hiring the employee in that legal employer and that worker category, automatically this will copied here team. Notice period, 3 months or 1 month accordingly team. So we have the liberty in the system to enable the notice period based upon the worker category who have to serve how many days. But again team, as a HR while hiring the employee, always HR will have the leverage to write whatever he wanted. But by default, if you want to copy paste it, hard code that at the LE level, you can able to enable that in the system team. Then we have team legal employer representative details. See team, one of the 5-star market concept in the core HR module, we have team AOR, areas of responsibility, nothing but team adding the representatives to the employees team in the system, HR representatives to the employee. But team, at the legal entity level, it's just for information purpose. We should not configure this. If you configure it also, useless team. We never do that. While we performing the transactions, I will explain you. Almost 30 to 45 minutes of discussion we will be having on AOR team. When we come to the transactions part, I will tell you. But LE level, these 3 tabs, to this extent, whatever I have explained you, we have to focusing on team. So legal employer details, Position synchronization, legal employer information we have captured. Next team, PSU tab. Come here, team. I told you, how many of you remembered? I don't know, team. We have also a concept called LDG, Legislative Data Group, Localized Payroll Partition, I told you. Whenever we configuring the legal entities in the system, in whatever the country that we are configuring, the country respective LDGs, we have to map to our legal entities, I told you, team, right? So that will happen here, team. In the legal entity HCM information, when you come to PSU, associate LDG. So for maximum countries, team, whatever the payroll supported countries in Oracle we have, all the LDGs are Oracle delivered, team. See, by country code. For India, IN, Japan, JP, then Belgium, BE. Okay. Then we have like this team, France, AU, Australia, China, CN, Canada, CA. For everything we have team. So select your LDG. This is important for payroll processing team. Okay. Associate LDG and then team physical year start date. So in India, what we have team physical year means financial year team. 1st April to 31st March we follow. In US or in UK, they follow January 1st to 31st December. Every year financial cycle team I'm talking about. So while you configuring the legal entity, we have to map that physical year start. Year is not a matter. 2025 we are in, or 2026, 27, 25, whatever it is team. Start month 04, April 01. You give 1951, 2025, whatever it is team, doesn't matter. Month and date, April 1st. So automatically 31st March it will take team. Okay. Okay. So while we configuring the legal entity, come to manage legal entity, create the legal entity, make it as a PSU legal employer, then come to legal entity HCM information, and you have to capture all these details in the system team. You have to capture all these details in the system team. For every legal entity, that's okay, because data corruption happened team, someone enabled worker number generation there, that is why. So just let me give something here team, click on yes. It's a bug basically in the instance. But that's okay team, we can do that because in demo instances, we have a bug in the system. Even for the previous batch, I have encountered that error. But usually team, for every legal entity, we have to come to legal entity HCM information and we have to capture these details. So team, like this, how I define TCS or Tata Automobiles in every country, whatever the legal entities that your client having in the system, we have to define all our legal entities team. Okay. Next what we have team. The next most important, see, next we have actually business units and departments. Let us give a break for them. After legal entities, I'm going to cover some general topics in the core HR module. After that, we will continue with our business unit, departments, and further work structures team. So now I'm going to start team with some common concepts in the core HR module. Not only in core HR team, these concepts are common across every module. Next, when you go to absence module, payroll module, talent module, everywhere you will be seeing them. What are they? 3 concepts. Actions, action reasons. This is one concept. Then lookups, then flex fields. These are the 3 concepts that are generic in nature in the Fusion application team. Means in core HR, in absence, payroll, talent, every module, these will be available team. So let us talk about them. Next topic for the day will be team actions and action reasons in the system. What do you mean by this actions and action reasons team? From day one, how many of you are observing team? I'm telling that we will discuss them in coming classes. When we configuring the enterprise, when we configuring the locations, when we configuring the divisions, then when we next configure the BU department, on every screen team, action reason field is coming over there, right? I told you we will talk about that separately when we come. Now the time came, we have to discuss about them. We have in the Fusion system the concept of actions and action reasons team. What do you mean by them? Actions and action reasons team. What are they? Actions and action reasons team. Let us understand what are actions and action reason. See team, every configuration that you do in the system or every transaction that you do in the system is called as an action team. For example, create location is an action team. Create department is an action team. Create job is an action. Create grade is an action. Then create a position is an action. Okay. Okay. Then create what do you say? Anything you can take here. What we have team next? Create grade, create job, create position, create division, create everything team. Every configuration that you do in the system is called as an action team or transactions team. Once we hand over whatever the transactions we have in the system team, we have many transactions: hire an employee, transfer an employee, promote, okay, terminate, demote, demote, then change assignment, add assignment, okay, add assignment, then add a contingent worker, add a pending worker. So team, every configuration or every transaction in the system that we perform will be an action in the system team. What is that? Every transaction or every configuration that we perform in the system is called as an action. For example, I will take team. We already completed team, our enterprise, locations, division. You take locations as an example team. Locations means what I told you, the addresses of our organizations I told you. So when I go to manage locations task to create the locations team, manage location, and where we will come team, create location. So this is action team, what we are acting upon, what we are configuring in the system team. See, if I come to create location, this is action. This is action. Okay. Create location. This is action team. For this create location, I can maintain the action reasons. So today I'm configuring this team on March 21st team. Someone hard coded the dates with 2011, March 28 enterprise level. That's okay team. So today I'm configuring the location team. I have action reason team. See here, action reason. So this concept I told, we will talk that in the coming classes. Even in the enterprise level, divisions, everywhere system asking team this action reason field. What is this team? Create location is an action. Today, I'm configuring the location in the system team. I can maintain the reason for that action. Why I am performing that action today. So team, I can list out the reasons and I can maintain team. For example, today I'm configuring like this team for create location, something like new business expansion. New business expansion. Okay. Then new vertical launched. Okay. Then merger and acquisition. Okay. Then south operations extended. Okay. So team, client will give us team. Client will give us all this list of reasons for every action team. See, Create location is an action team. Today I'm configuring the location. I can define the reasons team, all these reasons, new business expansion, new vertical launch, merger and acquisition, south operation. So here team, while I am configuring the location today, I will give the reason for that team. Why I am configuring that? Why I am creating that team? I will give the reason for that team. In future, after 6 months, after 1 year, if some auditing happen in the system team and we want to know why this location created in the past in the system, by looking at the reason we can understand, acha, okay, during that time some new business expansion happened, as part of that, okay, uh new location got created in the system team. So the main purpose of actions and action reasons in the fusion system is team, in order to track the historical changes happened in the system, in order to track or the monitor the historical changes. Now today I am configuring location on March 24, 2025 team. I am giving the reason. Today I am configuring this new location because for the new business expansion happened for those departments, for those business units, this location I'm going to use it team. In future, in 2026 or 2025 December, someone came and trying to check out why this location configured in the past. By looking at the reason, they can understand team why that configuration happened in the system, why that configuration happened in the system. The main purpose of action and action reason. Action means every configuration, every transaction. Reason means why you performed that. Why you performed that. Similarly, let us talk about our transactions sometime team. So today I'm hiring an employee team. So see team, here we have that team, hire an employee also. So today HR hiring an employee team. So we have team action, action, reason. Hire is the action team, the reasons. So today, while I'm hiring an employee team for the action is a hire team, the reason I can give. For hire an employee, usually the name will be hire, the action name is. So team, I'm having the reasons here team. I can use that. Hire to fill vacant position, merger and acquisition, something team. So while HR hiring the employee team, the reason when HR give and hire the employee, in future, after 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, someone comes and check the employee record. By looking at the reason, we can understand, acha, okay, during that time to hire the vacant, fill the vacant position, this employee hired in the system. So like that, not about location and hire. Example I'm taking, any configuration you take, any transaction you take in the system team, you can maintain the list of reasons. See, all actions are seeded, Oracle delivered team. These all are. We don't need to define actually, but we have the customizable also team. Okay. Or customizable also, or customly created team. But 100% usually team, these all are seeded Oracle delivered in the system team. These all are seeded Oracle delivered team. Our main concept here, custom created ones. Okay. In every project team, our work will be here. Actions are Oracle delivered team. We will be working on action reason. We have to get the requirement from the client. For every action, the list of reasons that they want to maintain, Oracle client will give. Let's say hire, my client telling campus drive. Okay. Then on campus placement. On campus placement. For freshers drive. Okay. Or walk-in drive. Okay. Then boot campus hiring. Okay. So team, my client will give the list of reasons like this team. Example, I'm giving like this. Okay. For hire is action team, for hire an employee, These are the action reasons. So what we have to do, team, in the system, we have to work on this one. All these are Oracle delivered, team. So action reasons is what we work on. For every action, we will get the requirement from the client. What list of reasons they want to maintain. Create them in the system and map them to the respective action team. So in the front end, whenever we performing the transactions team, the reasons will available to us. We can make use of that team. The concept of actions and action reasons we have in the system team, in order to maintain the historical tracking, in order to maintain the historical changes that happened in the system, why they were configured in the past, why that transaction performed in the past, action, every configuration, every transaction that we perform is an action team. For every action team, you can list down the reasons in the system. For every action team, you can list down the reasons in the system. So whenever we performing these transactions, HR will capture the respective reason why he performed that. So in future, when someone comes and check out the record, by looking at the reason, they can understand why that was happened, team. So within actions and reaction reasons team, we have action type concept also, team. So this is also purely Oracle delivered, team. Seeded, Oracle delivered. Okay. Seeded Oracle delivered team. Nothing but team, a unique ID or the code kind of thing actually. Usually team action types will be more look similar in the front end, how the transaction name looks like that team. Actually, actions will come with a short codes, like something just only create, it will be their team. It won't come with full name, like this short codes, it will come team. Okay. I mean to say, for every action team, action type will be there. That is seeded Oracle delivered, unique code or ID. So usually when we are going to the configuration screen to configure our actions and action reasons team, we have to refer the respective action type. Means in the front end, exactly how the task name is their team. Action types will come with that name exactly. So let us configure them in the system. You will understand team. So our focus will be here only, team. When we are in the project, action reasons, we have to collect the requirement from the client. For what all actions, what all reasons they want to maintain. Get that list from the client. Go to the system, action and action reasons team. You don't need to search from setup and maintenance. See, these all configurations team, what we are doing, we can pick up from different places. I told you on day one only, team. Okay. In the right side taskbar, if you go setup and maintenance, you can search them. If not, within the Springboard area also, team. My client group, okay, my client group. Then if you come to workforce structures, you can even pick up your task from here. See, team, jobs, locations, departments, business unit, legal entity, HCM, enterprise. You can pick up from here also, team. But actions and action reasons, if you have to configure a team, you have to come here. Come to my client group, work structure, scroll down. Here we have under other processes team, actions and action reasons team. So if I go to configure actions team, all actions that Oracle delivered in the system, okay, all actions that Oracle delivered in the system, you can find team. See, when I came to actions, did I configure them in the system? Add assignment, add contingent worker, add non-worker, pending worker, assignment change, cancel work relationship. See, team, if I expand more, all these things are what, team? So if I search with the create, if I search with the create, see, actions, you'll see in short, create. Exactly how to refer, which action is that? Refer to its type team exactly. So for every action team, action type will be there. See, this is create grade ladder. This is create grade, create job family, create job, create location. Organization means department, create position, create grade rate. These all things team, our configurations. So action name will look as create only in shortcut team. If you have to identify exact action, we have to refer the type team. That is Oracle delivered here. See, so see team, did we define them? No, because actions and the types are predefined, Oracle delivered. Then even team, if I search with the action of hire, see team, hire. So this is team, hire an employee. That looks action name as hire team. This is the one. Then team, if I search with the transfer, see, transfer, global transfer, promote, okay, promote. Mm. Promotion, demotion, then change. If I search with change, assignment change, change salary, change hire date, job change, location change, manager change, position change. These all are the transactions that we are going to study in the coming classes team. So in Fusion system, every configuration that we do, every transaction that we perform is an action in the system. For performing that action, the reasons you can list out and you have to map to your actions team. So that in the front end, whenever that particular configuration or transaction HR performing, HR will use that action reasons team. Every bit of the screen, action reason field you will experience team. The core purpose is to track the historical activity, why that configuration was made, why that transaction was made. To maintain that, we have actions and action reason. So these two seeded Oracle delivered team, we have to focus on action reasons team. So here, if you come to action team, if I search with my hire an employee team, hire action, this one, this is what I'm looking at team, action hire. So if I go here team, for this action, the reasons I can check out team. The reasons I can check out team. This is my action hire. So I have the reasons for that team. Whatever the reasons are there. See, hire to will vacant position, merger acquisition, some bionic. That is what we are seeing here in the front end team. So this is concept of actions and action reason. So action type we actually refer team because action type is a unique ID or the code for the actions in the system team. So the action will not come with full name. It will just show as create. We can't understand what is that. By looking at the type of that action team, we can understand. Means action types exactly looks like in the front end how our transaction names look like team. See here if I come, I have hire an employee, add a contingent, add a pending, add a normal. With these names, our action types will be referring to. Okay. So for every action in the system, action type is a respective code or the ID team. As an implementation consultant, when we working on this, we usually look at the type to understand acha, that action is of create location. Okay, that action is of create position. That action is for create job. Okay, this is for hire an employee. This is for transfer, like that team. So these are predefined in the system. Okay. Now coming to the reasons team. What we have to do to work on that? First to come to work structures, go to action reasons team here. Under other processes, under configure actions, we have action reasons team. First to come here, create all your reasons team. Simple, add action reason. Let's say campus drive, name, code, the unique ID, that's all. Description, context value not required, ignore. Name, code, that's all. Submit. Submit. Then one more. Action reason. Then on-campus placement. First create all your reasons in the system team. Submit. Then one more. Freshers drive. Okay. Then again go to action reasons team. Create your reasons like this here team. Code, name, then one more team, action reason. Okay, walk-in drive, walk-in drive. For hire an employee, I'm configuring as of now team. In real time for everything, whatever that your client given the list for all actions, you can define the reasons team. Just come to my client group, work structure, scroll down, other processes, action reasons. Go here, configure all your client reasons team for actions. Then come to configure actions button team here. So let's say I have to tag, because for every action team, the reasons we have to tag team. So let's come to action search team for hire an employee. So this is the action type. In the front end, the task name team, hire an employee. So for hire an employee, the action is, it looks like hire team. So come here, hire. So here team, at the action level, the name, if you want to change, okay, you can change team. Like if when I come to hire an employee team, the action coming as hire, I want to change team fully. But this one also I want to rename as hire an employee team. I can do that if I want team. Description is optional, give or not. Then team, I want to enable security features here. What? Based on assignment status, based on contract, based on country, based on role, I can restrict. Means team, this transaction performing by whom? Myself, my login. If I'm a HR in the system team performing this transaction, based upon that person who performing that configuration or transaction, the visibility of the action, you can set up team. What is that team? In Fusion system, we have the concept of assignment status team. Whenever we hiring, that we are going to see that team. So team, my client telling Kumar, if that HR assignment status is active payroll, then only when that person performing that transaction, that action should be visible to him. So based on the person who performing the transaction, his assignment status, or based on his contract, or based upon the country, my client telling Kumar, this action should be visible only if the HR from India performing the transaction. For US people, I don't want this Kumar. Then you can select your country. If you can search your country team and you can select that country limitation here. If not, I want for all countries, don't select them. Then role, Kumar, HR who having human resource manager role, Kumar, only for that people, okay, this access of action should be shown here, not for everyone. The person who performing the transaction team, based on his role, based on his country, based on his assignment status, contract details, we can set up the visibility of this action team. So I'm not giving anything. It means open to everyone in the system. Whoever come here, for everyone, this action will be visible team. But we have the security level feature to achieve team. Country basic validation, role based, assignment status based team. Start date, end date by default will come. These things are not required team. Now team, for our hire an employee, I have renamed a team, continue. Here we have action reasons team. Already these things we are seeing, these four. Now let us try to add our reasons team, what we created, associate. Okay, then you search team, your reasons, campus drive. You created? No, just no, they will come. Even these visibility also, country specific, role specific, means my client telling Kumar, when HR come here, the reasons visibility also should be restricted based upon the HR country, the HR role. You can achieve that team. If you want it open for everyone, keep it open. So 1/1/1951, the start date you can give. End date by default, it will take team 4712. That's okay. Click on OK. Campus drive. Then associate team. On campus placement. Whatever the reasons you created, that all will come here team. That all will come here team. Then associate. Freshers drive. Walk-in drive. Okay. Freshers drive. Then walk-in drive. Okay. All reasons like this team for your action, what your client provided to you, you have to map to your action team. See, Actions, action, reasons. Walk-in drive, freshers drive, on-campus placement, campus drive. All these things I mapped team. Now I will submit it. Now let me come to this task, refresh the page and do it again team. Do it again team. Now you check it out team. Now I'm performing. As a HR, I'm hiring an employee team. So this is the action. Now it rename it, see, hire an employee. Here if I come to the reason, my all reasons came here. Campus drive, freshers drive, on-campus placement, walk-in drive. So today while I'm hiring, I will give the reason and I will hire team. In future, if someone comes and check the reason, they can understand, acha, okay, in the past, during that time, walk-in drive happened. With that, this employee got hired in the system team. So it's not about only hire an employee team. Example, I have taken that to explain you this concept team. But for every configuration, for every transaction, you can go to action reasons. First define your reasons team, then map to your actions. Come to your action. To find out exact the task, refer action type. That is the unique ID of that particular action which Oracle given team. So by looking at action type, you can easily identify the transaction name or configuration name is what in the front end. So go to that action, reason, and you can create them in the system team. So custom actions are also doable team only for the some transactions team, not for everything, but usually not required to that extent. So you primarily focus in every project here team. So when we are in the project also, as part of the requirement gathering team, we will collect from the client. See for which all configurations, for which all transactions you want to maintain this action reason concept. Give us the list of reasons for everything. So we will go to action reasons, we will define them, we will go to action, edit them, we will map the reasons to that. So whenever in the front end we perform these configurations or transactions, the reasons we can make use of that team. So you can able to track them accordingly in the system. So that is about team, the concept of actions and action reasons in the system. Now you can correlate from day one. In every screen we are seeing that. Why we are creating that? To accommodate that, we have actions and action reasons team. If anyone planning for a core HR module certification team, at least 2 to 3 questions we can expect in the certification exam. Even in the interviews also, you might expect the question from this team. But in reality, how many clients using this feature for what all transactions is up to them. We cannot expect it in every requirement of the client team. But client will selectively choose in each module, Kumar, for these transactions I want to maintain, not for everything team. They will let you know in the initial requirement only team. So we have to configure it accordingly. So this is about team actions and action reasons concept. So I will conclude here for today team. In tomorrow's session, I will start with lookups in the system. One of the most interesting topic in HCM team, lookups. And even followed by, we have one more interesting and as well important concept in the system, flex fields. Creating of custom fields in the system team. Okay. So this is what we will be talking in tomorrow's session team. So any questions as such in today's topic, online people? So I can see questions in the chat board. Under which module we will learn flex fields? That is what Manan I told you. Tomorrow we are going to start that flex fields concept. It's not specific to module. In every screen in the system, the concept of flex fields is there, but we are going to see it now in the core HR module. The same concept everywhere. So all the different ways how we can define the flex fields, I'm going to show you tomorrow. And again, the same question from the same person, can we create locations entity with a backdated effective start date? You can do that. But usually every setup in the system, we follow 1/1/1951 as a static date. As such, in demos, my friends, you are practicing that hard coding of the effective start date. everyone changing it and practicing. That is why it is coming with 11 March something it came. But usually in real-time projects, all setups we will go with 1/1/1951 in the system. And Madhu, what about multiple shifts? See, as I told you already, whatever the timings we defining at enterprise or legal entity, these are at the high level. The actual employee timings we will maintain at the shifts concept. In absence module, we are going to discuss morning shift, evening shift, or 8-hour shift, 9-hour shift. For every employee, when HR hires in the system, work shifts HR will assign to them. So accordingly, that person or employee timings will be decided. Here, what we configuring are at the high level, the actual company timings on a day-to-day basis, when they open, when they close, that. And Amarnath, is LDG configuration is still needed if client is using third party. Yes. Why? Because Amar, in the system, though you maintaining third party, payroll information you will capture here. Means in payroll, which payroll he belonged to, what salary elements he is having, what is the monthly salary. This tagging to be done. We will not run the payroll only in the Fusion system. In your example, you're asking. I mean to say third party if they're using, but maintaining of salary information will handle in Fusion only. From this only, third party system will get the information. So to configure all that requirements in the payroll, LDG is mandatory to map. Without LDG, we cannot proceed further. You cannot hire the employee also in that legal entity. And what is the question? Can we configure the task? You can configure Jaideep from setup and maintenance or from work structures. Wherever you configure, the configuration remains same. And then Sanju Paul, Kumar, somewhere we say legal employer and somewhere legal entity. See, usually both are same. Every legal entity in the system is a legal employer. Whenever we hiring the employee in the system, the terminology will come as legal employer, but usually both are same only. Okay. And anything we have here missing? What is scope exactly? Rishikesh. See, scope means Rishikesh, while we configuring certain things in the Fusion system, they are not direct searchable here. First, we have to keep our legal entity in the scope and we have to search. For example, if I want to configure a new legal entity in the system, I will go here. Here already scope set it up. Means if I directly click on that task, I will go to that legal entity editing screen. See, if I come here, see, I came to edit legal entity for TCS India Private Limited. So certain configuration are scope sensitive. First come here, change the scope. If you want to create new, select create new and apply and go to task. Or if you want to change to other LE, you want to edit another legal entity, then select and add, apply and go to task, then search other legal entity what you want, save and close. Now you will go to the edit button of that one. Now when you come back, that scope sensitive task will update with that. So some of the configurations you should not directly get into that task. First keep your legal entity for what you are going to work in the scope. Then go to the task and you configure it. Okay. PSU relation Perry usually in Fusion system when it comes to payroll module, all the employees salary processing tax filings will be done by PSU. If you ask me as a naming point of view, every legal entity, if it itself hiring the employees and paying salaries, you will be calling that legal entity also as a PSU in the system. To be technically, these are same, but Oracle given different naming convention for different usability of them. For hiring the employees, legal employer, we are referring the legal entity as. For processing the payroll taxes and all, every legal entity, we are naming it as a PSU, like that. And Jaydeep, whether action reasons will be actions are delivered within the system. Every configuration of the transaction, reasons client will give. For every action, what reasons they want to maintain in the system, client will give. We have to create that, map them to the actions accordingly. Okay. So I will conclude here for today, team. In tomorrow's session, we will continue with our further topics, team. Thank you, everyone.